Things aren't working down there like they used to. If you're feeling constantly run down, if you find yourself withdrawing from your partner, not because you want to, but because your body just isn't cooperating, please listen closely. It might not simply be age. It could be something much easier to address. A lack of 3 specific vitamins your body is quietly begging for. I'm Dr. Harold Grant, and I've spent over 30 years specializing in men's health, helping gentlemen over 60 rediscover the vigor, energy, and intimate confidence they thought were lost forever. Here's something a lot of doctors don't highlight. Many men as they get older aren't suffering from a loss of desire. They're lacking proper blood flow, endurance, and the right hormonal balance. And often, the answer isn't in a prescription. It's in your diet. Today, I'm going to share the 3 key vitamins every man over 60 should be including in his routine, and how they can help encourage healthy erections, support testosterone levels, and revitalize your energy. Please stay with me, because I'm also going to reveal the most common and dangerous mistake men make when they start taking these vitamins, and how you can steer clear of it, starting tonight. Before we continue, please be sure to subscribe to the channel and click the notification bell so you don't miss out on more essential health tips specifically designed for men in their golden years. And if this message resonates with you, please type 1 in the comments below. If it doesn't, type 0 and tell me how I can tailor this content to be even more helpful. Okay, let's jump right in. Beginning with the number 1, and most often overlooked, key to encouraging healthy blood flow and natural erections in men over 60. It's something your body produced easily in the past, particularly when you spent time in the sun. But as we age, our levels drop significantly, taking our circulation, energy, and performance with them. I'm referring to vitamin D, frequently called the sunshine vitamin. But for you, it could be the cornerstone of reclaiming your strength and self-assurance. Allow me to explain. First, vitamin D, the circulation jumpstarter. I'll never forget meeting a 67-year-old gentleman named Paul. He was intelligent, considerate, and deeply discouraged. "Doc," he said, "I still long to be close to my wife, but my body just won't cooperate anymore." I've heard that quiet confession from hundreds of men over the years, and in most cases, the key to reigniting that spark isn't some wonder drug. It's vitamin D. Vitamin D is one of the most underestimated nutrients for men's well-being after 60. We tend to think of it as simply something we get from the sun or that children need for strong bones. But the truth is, vitamin D has a direct and powerful effect on male performance. It's like a switch that helps your blood vessels expand, allowing oxygen-rich blood to flow freely throughout your body, including to the areas that are essential to your masculinity. Without it, circulation slows, energy dips, and intimacy can become more challenging than it needs to be. Over 40% of older adults are deficient in vitamin D. I'm talking about good men who are active, eat reasonably well, and still find themselves wondering, why don't I feel like myself anymore? When your vitamin D levels are low, your body produces less nitric oxide, a molecule vital for healthy blood flow and sexual function. It's not just about intimacy, it's also about endurance, mental clarity, and self-esteem. Fortunately, addressing a deficiency isn't complicated. 15 to 20 minutes of morning sunlight, increasing your intake of salmon, tuna, or fortified dairy products, and taking a high-quality vitamin D3 supplement can have a profound impact on how your body functions. I've seen patients who could barely manage a short walk suddenly feel revitalized and emotionally reconnected with their partners. This isn't just a theory, it's basic science. And it's one of the simplest ways to regain your strength. But as beneficial as vitamin D is, it can only take you so far. Because even with healthy circulation, your body still needs the energy to maintain it and put it into action. That's where our second vitamin comes in. And if you often feel inexplicably tired, this could be the key to unlocking the energy you've been missing. Let's discuss that now. Second, vitamin B12, the energy producer. Some years ago, I had a patient named Robert. He was 72, a retired firefighter, and a proud grandfather, but beneath his strong exterior, he seemed exhausted. He told me, "Doc, I sleep 8 hours, I eat regular meals, but I still feel like I'm dragging myself through the day. My mind is foggy, my body's tired, and when it's time to be intimate with my wife, I just don't have the energy." His story stayed with me because it was so common and so easily overlooked. Robert was describing a classic vitamin B12 deficiency, something I see in many men over 60. This vitamin is essential for energy production. Without it, your body can't efficiently convert food into usable energy. No matter how well you eat or how much you sleep, if you don't have enough B12, your system runs on empty. It also plays a crucial role in the formation of red blood cells, which transport oxygen to your muscles, brain, and yes, your sexual organs. When those cells are lacking, everything slows down. Your stamina diminishes, your focus becomes dull, and you may feel disconnected from the very things that used to excite you. And here's the problem. As you age, your body's ability to absorb B12 from food decreases. Even if you're eating meat, eggs, or dairy, it might not be enough. That's why so many older men feel tired, weak, or mentally unclear, even when their basic health indicators appear normal on paper. The answer can be surprisingly simple. Increasing your B12 intake through quality supplements, or in some cases, injections administered by a doctor, can significantly restore mental clarity, physical endurance, and that feeling of being fully awake again. I've seen men go from dozing off in the afternoon to hiking, laughing, and being fully present with their loved ones, all from correcting a deficiency they didn't even know they had. But energy isn't the complete picture. Your body also needs protection, something that strengthens blood vessels, reduces inflammation, and supports the hormones that define masculinity. That's where our third vitamin comes in. It's often referred to as the fertility vitamin, but its impact extends far beyond reproduction. In fact, without it, your testosterone in circulation may already be declining. Let's take a closer look. Third, vitamin E, the fertility protector. I recall speaking with James, a 70-year-old retired pilot who came to my office feeling frustrated and confused. He told me, "Doc, I eat well, I exercise, I'm doing everything right, but lately, I feel off. My drive is down, I'm not recovering like I used to, and honestly, I just don't feel like a man anymore." That struck me deeply, because James wasn't lazy or careless. He was disciplined, proud, and dedicated to his health, but he was missing something that even most doctors rarely discuss: vitamin E. Vitamin E isn't just a fertility aid or a skin supplement. It's a powerhouse when it comes to men's well-being, especially after 60. This vitamin is a natural antioxidant, which means it combats oxidative stress and inflammation that silently damage your blood vessels, hormones, and reproductive organs as you get older. When inflammation increases, blood flow weakens, testosterone levels drop, and energy crashes. It's not immediate, but it's constant. And without realizing it, men like James start to lose their edge. What makes vitamin E so vital is its ability to keep your blood vessels flexible and your circulation healthy. Erections aren't just about arousal, they're about blood flow. And when blood can't reach where it needs to go, performance suffers. But that's not all. Vitamin E also helps your body produce testosterone more efficiently, and after 60, that's more important than ever. Low testosterone doesn't just affect the bedroom, it affects your mood, motivation, and sense of purpose. The good news is that restoring vitamin E is easy and natural. Almonds, sunflower seeds, olive oil, and leafy greens like spinach or Swiss chard are excellent sources. Or, if needed, a high-quality, natural vitamin E supplement can help fill in the gaps. I've seen men like James return months later with a smile, feeling sharper, stronger, and more connected to life again. Now, you might be wondering what happens when you combine these three vitamins. Is there a way they can work together to enhance the benefits? The answer is yes. In fact, when used correctly, these nutrients can create a ripple effect that transforms not just your energy or erections, but your entire experience of aging. Let's explore how. Fourth, why these three vitamins work better together. Years ago, I had a patient named Walter. He was 68, a retired high school coach who had always taken pride in staying active and sharp. He'd been taking vitamin D for a while, then added B12 after feeling tired, and later started including vitamin E when I explained its role in testosterone. But it wasn't until he started taking all three consistently and in the right amounts that something clicked. I remember him coming into my office one afternoon, grinning from ear to ear, and saying, "Doc, I don't know what you did, but I feel like I've got a new engine." That's the power of synergy. These vitamins don't just work independently, they support and enhance each other. Vitamin D improves circulation by boosting nitric oxide. Vitamin B increases red blood cell production, helping oxygen travel through that improved circulation. And vitamin E protects and nourishes the blood vessels that carry it all, while also helping regulate the testosterone that fuels your energy and drive. Individually, they each play a role, but together they create what I call the vitality triangle: circulation, energy, and hormonal support working in harmony. This is especially important as you age, because your body doesn't recover as quickly as it used to. Nutrient absorption slows down, inflammation builds, recovery takes longer, and one missing piece can throw everything off. But when you bring these three together in balance, your body starts to remember how it used to feel. You may find yourself waking up more rested, feeling clearer in your thoughts, responding faster when it counts, not just physically, but emotionally, too. A sense of confidence returns, and that's something no prescription can provide. Walter wasn't an exception. I've witnessed the same transformation in many men who take these nutrients seriously and incorporate them into their daily routine. But here's the catch. Most men never experience these benefits. Why? Because they're unknowingly making a common mistake that cancels out the progress they're trying to make. And if you're not careful, you might be doing it too. Let's talk about what that mistake is and how to correct it. Fifth, the number one mistake most men make. One morning, a man named Gerald walked into my office carrying a plastic grocery bag full of supplements. He was 74, thoughtful, well-read, and clearly trying his best to take control of his health. He spread out the bottles on my desk and said, "Doc, I've been taking all of these for months, but I still feel tired, foggy, and honestly, nothing's improving down there." I could hear the disappointment in his voice, and I've heard it far too many times before. The biggest mistake men make, especially after 60, is assuming that simply taking supplements is enough. They buy cheap, synthetic versions from discount stores or online, thinking all vitamins are the same. But they're not. The form, quality, and dosage of a vitamin determine whether your body actually absorbs and uses it, or simply flushes it away. Take vitamin B12, for example. Most generic brands use a form called cyanocobalamin, which many older men can't properly convert. What you want instead is methylcobalamin, the active form your body can actually use. The same goes for vitamin D. D2 is cheaper, but far less effective than D3. And with vitamin E, synthetic forms can lack the full spectrum your body needs to support testosterone in circulation. Another mistake is inconsistency. Taking a vitamin once or twice a week when you remember isn't going to create lasting change. Your body thrives on routine. It needs consistent support to rebuild energy, restore blood flow, and balance hormones. This is about creating a daily foundation, not chasing a quick fix. When Gerald switched to higher quality forms and began taking them consistently, the difference was dramatic. Within a month, he told me he was sleeping better, waking up more energized, and, in his words, feeling like a man again. That change didn't come from trying harder, it came from doing it right. Now that you know what works and what to avoid, the next step is putting it all together. You might be wondering, how do I actually make this part of my day without it becoming complicated? That's exactly what we'll cover next. A simple, realistic routine any man can follow to support energy, performance, and vitality every single day. Let's build your plan. Sixth, your daily vitality routine. When I work with older men, one of the first things they ask me, often with a mix of hope and hesitation, is, "Doc, just tell me what to do each day." I don't need complicated, I just need something that works. That's a question I deeply respect, because at this stage of life, most men aren't looking for fads or gimmicks. They want consistency, simplicity, a plan that helps them feel strong again. So, let me tell you about Frank, a 66-year-old former carpenter who came to me after months of struggling with low energy, poor sleep, and fading confidence in the bedroom. We didn't overhaul his life, we built a basic, powerful routine around the vitamins we've been discussing, and it changed everything. Each morning, Frank would start his day with a full glass of water and his B12 supplement, taken with a protein-rich breakfast. After breakfast, he'd take a short walk outside, just 15 minutes in the sunlight, to help stimulate natural vitamin D production. If it was cloudy or winter, he used a high-quality vitamin D3 supplement with his first meal. A handful of almonds or sunflower seeds provided his vitamin E, along with a drizzle of olive oil over his lunchtime salad. That was it. No extremes, just small, deliberate choices. Within weeks, Frank said he had more energy to play with his grandkids, more interest in being close to his wife, and a sense of confidence that had quietly slipped away over the years. He felt like himself again, not a younger version, but a stronger, more grounded version of the man he was. The truth is, you don't need a dozen pills or complicated routines. What you need is a steady rhythm, the right nutrients in the right forms, and a mindset that says, "I'm still in control of my health, because you are." Now, as we wrap up, I want to leave you with one final message, something every man over 60 needs to hear, but rarely does. If you've ever wondered whether it's too late to feel strong, desired, and fully alive again, the answer might surprise you. Let's talk about that in conclusion. If you've made it this far, I want to take a moment to speak to you, not as a doctor, but as a man who's spent over 30 years sitting across from men just like you, men who've lived full lives, men who've worked hard, raised families, built legacies, men who now find themselves asking, "Why doesn't my body feel like it used to?" That question is not a sign of weakness, it's a sign that you're still fighting, still searching for the strength, energy, and connection that make life feel meaningful, and that's something I deeply respect. We've talked about 3 essential vitamins: vitamin D, the circulation spark plug that helps open your blood vessels and restore blood flow where it matters most; vitamin B12, the energy producer that fuels your brain, muscles, and stamina; and vitamin E, the fertility protector that safeguards your heart, supports testosterone, and keeps your system running as it should. But the real power doesn't come from knowing their names, it comes from building them into your life. The truth is, these nutrients don't just support your body, they support your identity, your confidence, your presence in your relationship, your ability to wake up feeling like yourself again. I've seen it happen too many times to doubt it, and I've watched men who were convinced their best years were behind them discover a second wind that changed everything. So what now? That's up to you. You can take what you've heard today and let it sit on a shelf, or you can act on it. You can choose to give your body what it's been quietly asking for. You can take that walk in the morning, take that supplement with intention, say yes to your health and to your future, because here's what I know, without question, it is not too late, not even close. You still have time to feel stronger, you still have time to reconnect, and you still have time to be the man you know you are, fully, boldly, and without apology. You've already taken the first step by showing up here, now it's time to take the next one. If this video resonated with you, helped you, or gave you something to think about, don't keep it to yourself. Please go ahead and hit that like button so we know this content is making a difference. Share it with a friend, a brother, or anyone you care about who needs to hear this message. And if you've got a moment, leave a comment below. Let me know what resonated with you most, or tell me what topic you want me to cover next. Your voice helps shape this space. If you'd like to support the channel and help us keep creating content for men over 60, consider making a small donation. Every bit goes toward better research, production, and reaching more men who need this. You're not just watching, you're becoming part of a movement, and I'm honored to have you here. Now, take care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next video.